Breaking news, apparently Cam Newton cannot throw a football.
4th and 2, McCaffrey's gonna pass, and wide open!
Also, the New York Giants cannot throw the ball without Odell Beckham Jr. My name is Coach Beard, and you're watching The Waiver Show. What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. These are my Week 16 waiver wire pickups. I made it to the second round of playoffs in 3 leagues. Unfortunately, I lost in 2, but going on to the championship game in Couch Dynasty League, as long as I win 1 league, I'll still be happy. There was a lot of hate, a lot of doubters in the Instagram Experts League. People were calling me a clown, a joke, saying that I had the worst keepers, the worst draft, but I didn't give up. I fought through it. Most people would have quit by now in a keeper league like this, where it's been undesirable results for me, to say the least, but I kept fighting, almost made it to the finals, but you know how it goes. Week 15, other than a couple performances by guys like Mixon, Damian Williams, DeAndre Hopkins, there were a lot of duds in one of the all-time lowest scoring weeks and frustrating weeks in fantasy, just the way it goes sometimes. But still, I'm proud to have made it all the way to the semifinals in the Instagram Experts League, defying odds and keep fighting through. I'm very persistent, and for those of you that hated on me and said crazy comments, I don't hate you. I welcome you to be part of the Couch family, so join me. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, smash the like button, and welcome. Let's go on to the waivers and some advice for the championship game. In this video, I'm going to concentrate pretty much on running back waiver wire pickups, and then go to my defense and kicker rankings. There might be a couple wide receivers to help you out, but I'm really only talking to 1% of the people watching this video in that case. Same thing with quarterbacks. It's pretty unlikely you're gonna pick up a quarterback off waivers and start him this late in a game this important. Now, there are a couple injuries to take note of, and there are some running backs that you would actually pick up and start this late in the season. With Ty Montgomery being shipped off to Baltimore and Aaron Jones injured, Jamal Williams is the #1 running back to pick up this week. Matchup is okay going up against the Jets. Jamal Williams is not that talented of a running back. Look, he can get the job done. He's not that fast. I mean, he can catch the ball. He's not necessarily a receiver, but on a team like the Packers that can score, on a team that's really good at run blocking, Jamal Williams is an RB2 this week. I would feel comfortable starting him in a deep league. Like last week, I started Damian Williams. I told everyone to start Justin Jackson. That worked out. Those guys were 3rd string running backs. So Jamal Williams, definitely you can put him in. You can trust him to a certain extent. I didn't think Elijah McGuire would do much against the Texans last week, but he did very well. Now he's playing the Packers, another decent matchup. The Texans weren't a decent matchup, but he still did very well. Packers are a better matchup than the Texans. And then we have Kalen Ballage. With Frank Gore's injury, I think they're going to try to give Ballage a lot of opportunities here. He is a very different type of player. He's tall, he's big, he can run really fast, he can catch the ball. Not necessarily a guy with quick cuts. He doesn't have too much power, but he does have the size. Like, it's not easy for a small guy to tackle him. Nonetheless, when it comes to running backs, it's all about snap count. It's all about touches, targets, carries, and getting the ball in the red zone. And Kalen Ballage will have that opportunity. We pretty much know now that Drake is not the workhorse we thought he would be. I don't know what's going on with the Rams. Very weird situation here. Around the time Cooper Kupp got injured, they started falling off a little bit. Jared Goff's not playing as well. Gurley's a bit dinged up. I don't know what's going on with Justin Davis. We know Malcolm Brown is out. So I would say the direct handcuff to get for Todd Gurley owners is John Kelly. Remember, guys, it's week 16. So unless you're in a keeper or dynasty league, who cares who you drop? Who cares about your bench? You don't necessarily need depth. You want to go all out, make the most potent shot at winning this game here. And I know some of you do play week 17, so it's a little bit different, but still, even if you do play week 17, it's the second to last game in that rare scenario. So it's still like your bench doesn't matter that much. Your 5th or 6th best wide receiver, your 5th best running back, your backup quarterback, that 3rd defense you're stashing, it really doesn't mean much unless you're hindering and hoarding players to block your opponent from getting them. Depth doesn't really matter at this point. So that's why you should handcuff your players. Like if you want to handcuff Zeke, Todd Gurley especially is worth a handcuff. A little bit different strategy now that we're this deep into the fantasy season. We also have Kenneth Dixon in PPR leagues. Latavius Murray, they fired the offensive coordinator. And what do the Vikings do? Play defense and run the ball. Latavius Murray got almost as many carries as Dalvin Cook. He did very well against the Dolphins week 15. Going up against the Lions, they're just a horrible team overall. Like, I guess the best analysis would be, oh, they have a really bad run defense, but that doesn't really quite say what's going on. I mean, Detroit is just completely falling apart. Their defense is really bad, especially their run defense. That's true. And I do see Latavius getting double-digit carries if the Vikings have the lead, which is a very likely scenario. Lamar Miller has a minor ankle injury. Keep tabs on that. Dante Foreman might actually be coming back this week. Also keep tabs on that. And therefore, maybe you should pick up Alfred Blue. Maybe you shouldn't. We'll see what happens later on in the week. Also, Josh Adams suffered an injury, but he came back in the game. He should be okay, but these things may linger. Just keep tabs on that. Wendell Smallwood should get a pretty big role if Adams were to miss this game. If Rashad Penny were to be out, Mike Davis would be more of like a RB4, I guess. I don't know. You don't really want to start him, but for those of you that are in deep leagues, Mike Davis is probably already owned. I don't know. What are you going to do with Mike Davis? I don't see the point. If you're in a 10-team league, you're not starting Mike Davis. And if you're in a 16-team league, Mike Davis is already owned. So why is he even on this list? I don't know. I just like to exhaust the list, give you guys more options. Now that Ito Smith is on IR, Devontae Freeman, I don't think he'll be back this week. Brian Hill is the backup to Tevin Coleman. And those were all my running backs. I'm going to go ahead and rank all the defenses and kickers for you. So regardless if a defense or kicker is owned in 99% of leagues, I'll still go over them to really help you out. I'm trying to be as effective as possible and help you guys get that W and get that championship. I'd say tier 1 ends around number 7. I'm fine with the Patriots, Broncos, Texans, Vikings, Titans, Rams, Bears. All 7 of those defenses to me scream elite, and nothing major separates any of them. The Bears score in so many ways, whether it's pick sixes, turnovers, pressure on the quarterback, Khalil Mack getting sacks. There's just so many ways they can score. And also, they'll probably hold the Niners to not score too many points. I don't see the Niners getting 3 touchdowns or any more than that. Shouldn't be a high-scoring game. Bears should get this W here. Then we have the Rams going against the worst offense in the league. Cardinals are a complete mess. Their quarterback situation is trash. David Johnson is a bust. Their O-line is trash. They have no wide receivers other than Larry Legend, who I'm a huge fan of, but let's face it, he's old and can't do it by himself anymore. He's had a down year, and man, this could be it for the old wide receiver. Titans going against Washington. Titans defense is up and down, but we know they are talented and they can play very well. They have in half their games or just over half their games. And going against Washington, that's pretty bad offense, pretty risky. I'd say this is one of the more riskier defenses, but still an elite defense to start for week 15. Vikings going against the Lions. We already talked about the Lions. What a mess over there for them. Shut out Golladay. See if Kerryon Johnson is playing. They might just shut down Kerryon Johnson the rest of the season. And please do, Lions, because I think Kerryon Johnson is going to be my second keeper. I'm going to keep Mixon, and then I think my second guy is going to be Kerryon Johnson in the IG Experts League. Texans D going against Nick Foles. Ooh, that's scary. Talk about risky. That's scary. I always thought the Texans D were risky. They're very talented. They're very good, but they can allow a lot of yards and touchdowns. I see them more of an opportunistic defense that can get sacks, force turnovers, which is good, which is ideal, but they also can allow offenses to move the ball. And Nick Foles, man, he's got a little bit of magic. The Patriots have lost 2 games in a row, and the buck ends here. Sorry, Bills fans. The Patriots are going to win this game. They're going to have a game plan to stop Josh Allen. This is what Bill Belichick does. They are trending downwards, the Patriots, that is, but we can never doubt them. Brady has been okay. Like, he's been playing well, winning games. Not quite what he used to be, not quite what he was last year. But going against the Bills, man, I don't see the Bills scoring a lot of points. They don't really have offense you can rely on. It's really based on Josh Allen scrambling for his life. That's the entire offense, and he's been doing that very well. Other than that rushing touchdown he got last week, the Lions did hold Josh Allen to very few rushing yards, so he didn't have one of those 100 rushing yard type of days. I just don't see the Bills putting up a lot of points. So Patriots, elite defense. That's the end of my tier 1 defenses. We also have the Browns going against the Bengals. If you decide or consider starting the Browns D, make sure you check up on Tyler Boyd. If Tyler Boyd is out, Browns D becomes very good. If Tyler Boyd is 100% healthy, just theoretically, he's probably not going to be 100% healthy, then downgrade the Browns D. I still like them, though. I don't see the Bengals putting up a ton of points. Jaguars D going against the Dolphins. Colts D going against the Giants. I don't like the defense too much, even though they've been playing well, if Beckham is healthy and playing. Now, if Beckham is out, I really do like the Colts D. They have shocked me, man. This defense is playing dang near lights out the last few weeks. They are good against the run, good against the pass. Their offense is good. Their O-line is good, so they can control the game. If Andrew Luck doesn't make mistakes, the biggest mistake that happens to the Colts on offense is when the receivers miss the ball. If it goes off their hands, tip drill, and the defense gets an interception, which seems to happen quite a bit. Andrew Luck makes very few mistakes, and when he throws picks, it seems to be that the receiver just couldn't catch it and the ball bounces off. That's why I like the Colts, but you got to keep tabs if Odell is playing or not. Then we have the Dolphins going against the Jags. Should be a low-scoring game. Jags suck. Dolphins kind of suck too. Then we go to the Cowboys playing the Bucks. I like the Cowboys defense. This is a great matchup, but the reason I have him number 12 is that it's super risky. Who were we talking about earlier? The Texans. This is a very risky defense. I like the matchup. I like the defense, but I also see the potential for them to fail again. So you can start them, like, it's cool. Just know that it is risky. Good upside. The floor is not as good. And it's like really after number 7, it was really tough to rank these defenses. It was really tough to rank them, period. Then we have the Packers going against the Jets. The Jets should be able to put up some points, but Packers should be able to win in this game. Falcons D, who you can't trust, has been horrible this year, but they had an amazing matchup last week and was a great defense. I think the highest scoring defense, week 15. They were amazing, especially in DFS if you had them. And this week they're going against the Panthers, so maybe they'll play against the backup quarterback, or they'll play against Cam Newton, who really can't throw the ball anymore. Maybe that shoulder is seriously an issue. And then we have the Saints defense going against the Steelers. Saints defense has been incredible the second half of the season. They have been amazing. But Vegas has this game as a high-scoring one, and that's going to be hard to argue because Big Ben is having one of the best seasons he's ever had. Moving on to kickers, I'd say Zerline. The Rams should dominate. Zerline will settle for field goals, kick extra points. This should be good. This is quite the game for the Rams to get back on track here. Going against the Cardinals, this is one of the biggest locks of the week. There's just no way the Rams will lose against the Cardinals. And if that happens, that's upset central there. That's going to be the biggest upset ever in the history of all sports. I like the Patriots having the lead. Settling for field goals will be a thing for the Patriots in the fourth quarter. I like Dan Bailey again in this game where the Vikings should win, should be able to move the ball, play good defense, settle for field goals. Justin Tucker, man, this is the best kicker I've ever seen in the NFL. Every week, he's a solid start. Fairbairn, I loved him last week. He was elite kicker for me. This week, I still like him, but it's super risky. I see Fairbairn putting up anywhere from 4 or 5 points all the way back up to 15, sort of like what he did last week. I don't have a good handle on what he's going to do. It's just one of those things, and I don't know. Nick Foles, he's that X factor. Is Nick Foles going to play really well, or is he going to be trash? I don't know. Harrison Butker going against the Seahawks. Adam Vinatieri, Will Lutz, Ryan Suckup, Matt Bryant, Cody Parkey. Who else we got? Pretty good weather conditions here for kickers, by the way. Brandon McManus going against the Raiders. Mason Crosby, Brett Maher, Jason Myers, Jake Elliott, Michael Badgley, Robbie Gould, and Aldrich Rosas. If you're asking a fantasy question, go ahead and use hashtag AskTheBrain, whether in the comments below or on social media. That way I know you're a true Fantasy Couch fan. Can we get to 100,000 subscribers, guys? Get to 100K. I'll shave my beard. Get to 100K and we'll do a Q&A, like a really good Q&A. I really want to get to 100K subscribers. It'll be huge for the Couch fam. So let's do it. Do your part. Make sure you're subscribed. Get your friends to subscribe. Get your parents to subscribe. Get your grandpa to subscribe. Get your classmates to subscribe. Get your coworkers to subscribe. Let's get to 100K. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel, Fantasy Couch, by hitting the white couch icon here. Also, hit this orange couch icon over here to subscribe to our second channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. Make sure you like this video. Good luck this week in the playoffs. Go get that W. I'll see you guys on the next video / live stream.